happy friends for frogs. How's everybody doing out there today? Happy Thursday, happy January the 8th, and happy 8th day on our The Daily Stoic. I'm excited to share this message with you. I got a couple of stories. Today is my brother's daughter's birthday, so happy birthday, Elena. She's 24. So excited that the year is kind of moving slowly. Instead of so fast like last year. But who knows? Who knows? I don't know what I'm doing. I get like that sometimes. I just have things on my mind. I'm Cassie. You joined Cassie's Corner. This is my little corner to help people overcome or to assist them in overcoming. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a professional in any manner. But I don't like that people have depressive thoughts. I don't like that they think so lowly of themselves. It's kind of heartbreaking to know that people do that, and we need to support people a little bit more, especially now that depression can lead to the big S word. I don't like that. I think we need to do more as human beings for our fellow humans, for our fellow people, no matter what country, no matter where they're from, to help them feel better about themselves and think better. So I am here to lead in that direction. I try not to get so serious. I usually am on the funny side of things. I'm going through a book called The Daily Stoic. I will show that to you. The Daily Stoic. We're going through this book day by day. It is a journal type. It has January 1st, and now I'm on January 8th. So that way you'll have 365 days of, even if I have to do 1 in 2 days, or 3 in 2 days or something of that nature to try to keep it going for a little while, I'll do that. Eventually, I haven't done it yet, but I probably need to, because you never know when something's going to happen. Maybe I'll go out of town, something of that nature. So, there's that. Welcome. Again, I'm Cassie, and this is Cassie's Corner. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you will be notified whenever I do post a new video. And leave me a comment. Comments, likes, and subscriptions help my channel grow. It helps YouTube's algorithm to grow my popularity, kind of. But I really feel like the comments are just for me. I take them seriously, and I'll answer everybody. I hope I can. I do answer personally. I also have an email, and it is Cassie's, no apostrophe, just Cassie's _corner@outlook.com. So that way, if you have a situation that is too personal to share in the comments, then I am there for you that way personally, to help talk you out of this situation or into this situation, or explain in detail how we can deal with the situation together, so that way you feel like you're not alone. And that's just my personal way of trying to help a fellow person in their times of distress. So I am here for you. You are worthy of having someone here for you. And again, I feel like, I'll repeat myself, I feel like depression should be like Alcoholics Anonymous. They have a sponsor. They go in and they automatically have a sponsor, somebody that they call 24 hours a day when they're in need or when they feel like they're in trouble. I feel like people with the big S tendency or depression tendencies, I think that we should do that for them as well, that there should be one sponsor that they can reach out to, because there are a lot of times that a person who is depressed is like, look, I don't want to bother anybody else. I don't want to bring anybody else down. Or the people that they are reaching out to are not as committed, and kind of let them down in that way. It's like, I realize you're reaching out to me, but what do you want me to do for you? Or I've got other things to worry about on my own. In this way, this sponsor is totally responsible for what this person has to say or what they're dealing with. And maybe we can stop it. The biggest word, the depression, that kind of thing. Maybe we could stop it at a quicker rate. But that's just my thought. That's how I think. You know me. I'm just a person. I'm just one person. So I couldn't. I don't know. I don't matter. That's not true. That's not true. Never think that. Never think you don't matter. So today, we're going to talk about seeing our addictions. You may think you may not have any. But guess what? I bet you do. More than one. Okay, we must give up many things to which we are addicted, considering them to be good. Otherwise, courage will vanish, which should continually test itself. Greatness of soul will be lost, which can't stand out unless it disdains as petty what the mob regards as most desirable. And Seneca said that in his moral letters. What we consider to be harmless indulgences can easily become full-blown addictions. We start with coffee in the morning, and soon enough we can't start the day without it. We check our email because it's part of our job, and soon enough we feel the phantom buzz of the phone in our pocket every few seconds. Soon enough, these harmless habits are ruining our lives. The little compulsions that drives we have not only chip away at our freedom and sovereignty, they cloud our clarity. Dun, dun, dun. We think we're in control, but are we really? As one addict put it, addiction is when we've lost the freedom to abstain. Let us reclaim that freedom. What that addiction is for you can vary. Soda, drugs, complaining, gossip, the internet, biting your nails, but you must reclaim the ability to abstain. Within it is your clarity and self-control. Very, very powerful entry right there. You may not know you have an addiction. I have a very addictive personality through a family trait. I have 10 great uncles, my grandmother, and 9 great aunts. No, excuse me. That was a lot of children. It's still a lot of children. I have 5 great uncles, a grandmother, and 4 great aunts. So there were 10 of them. And each one of them were drinkers. Each one of them, except for one great aunt, she didn't smoke. But most of them, no, 2 didn't smoke. And then my grandmother quit smoking at 50. So they all drank, they all smoked. Some of them died of emphysema, some of them died of alcoholism. So it's there. I do have an addictive type personality. Okay, so I don't smoke. I quit smoking when I was about 27 years old. I haven't smoked. In March, it will be 30 years. I am so proud of that. I do not want to do. I don't even know how that feels. That is an amazing feat. I didn't smoke, but maybe 11 years. I started smoking when I was 15, and I quit when I was 27. So it was long enough. I didn't think I'd ever get it done. I didn't want to smoke for the rest of my life. I just poisoned myself against it, and I quit because my youngest daughter had breathing problems at a very young age. She was like a year and a half. And she kept just getting sick, and I knew I was the cause of it. So I went to the doctor. I made him tell me I was the cause of it. And sure enough, that day, March 5th, I quit smoking. It was just automatic. You know, I knew I was the one making her sick, so that's all I needed to hear. Also, I was addicted to Pepsi. It was like every time I drank something, I was drinking a Pepsi. Well, about 5 or 6 years ago, I want to say that my stomach turned, and I don't know how to make that. I don't know how to make that make sense. But when I've told doctors, they knew what I was talking about. My stomach kind of turned, and it rejects anything that is like a dark soda. I cannot drink a dark soda. The only thing I can drink right now is juice, sweet tea, dun, 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 Sprite, and water. That's all I can drink. I can't drink any dark soda whatsoever. Not a Coke, not a Pepsi, not nothing. And it gets to be that way. Your body tells you when you're ill. Your body tells you when you've had enough. You just have to listen to it. Um, but because of that addictive personality, I may not have been addicted to alcohol. I may not be addicted to cigarettes anymore, but I do find addictions in certain ways that I do behave. And some of them are not so very helpful. One of the most prominent addictions I have right now is that I wake up and I come straight in here. Whether or not I turn on this computer, I just come straight in here, and this is where I take my pills. But because the computer's right here, I automatically turn it on and see if I have any comments left, or see if I have anything. These things can be very distractive because I sit in here and I worry about if I have anybody say anything to me or trying to ask for help. I worry about that kind of thing. So I sit here and I constantly look at YouTube. I look at the comments and I make sure that nobody is needing my help. That addiction is not very helpful because there are sometimes that I don't move from the seat all day long. And I need to get out of that because I really need to get up and go to the gym, and I need to get up and do different types of things. But I do realize that it is an addiction. It is an addiction that I have caused myself. It may seem harmless. It may seem, you get up and you go check your computer. Everybody does that kind of thing. Really? Really? Is it to the point that they don't get up and do anything else? I know I need to get out in the yard. I know you've heard me say it. I know I need to get out in the yard and clean my backyard while it's cold because I can't deal with poison ivy. Remember, I have skin infections. I get rashes real easy. Even if I'm like, I can be like needing a shower and my skin will start itching. So it gets kind of bad. It gets kind of really bad. I don't need any more. Especially in the spring, I don't need to be working in the yard in the springtime. I need to be careful about what I'm doing, so I need to hurry up and get out there and get it done. One of those things that will help me, other than having to sit here and take my medicine, I just need to sit here, take my medicine, and get up and go. I'll talk myself into that in a little bit. When I was 4, I was addicted to Valium. I did not know that. I had no idea. My mom says I was screaming in pain, but I don't remember doing that. If I was screaming, I think I would remember, because I had some surgery on my legs and I had some other afflictions going on. But she said I was addicted to Valium, and I just don't remember any of that. Could be true. I don't know. I don't know. So addiction does run rampant in my family. Every night before I go to sleep, I play on the computer. I play Roblox because that's what me and Freckles do together. So there's this one game I'm kind of addicted to, and I get in there and I play it before I go to bed. Probably not the best idea because it triggers, the lights and the active way you play Roblox could it could trigger like energy, or it can't be healthy. I probably should read before I go to bed, but anyway, I've laid bare my addiction. So what are yours? What do you think yours is? Is it coffee? I can't do coffee. Coffee puts me to sleep because I have ADHD. I don't know if anybody knew that or not. I do have ADHD. I actually come home from the doctor one time, and I was like, did y'all know? I was talking to my husband and my older daughter. I'm like, did y'all know I had ADHD? And they're sitting there looking at each other, and they look over at me, and they look at each other again, and they're like, duh. I had no idea. I was diagnosed when I was 50. So, 5 years ago. Do I act like I have ADHD? Anyway, addictions are not a good thing. They are not, no matter what. I don't know if you get it, like, okay, I do have an addiction. That is a good thing. I get up and I first thing when you wake up, you go to the bathroom, and then I wash my hands, brush my teeth. That is a good addiction. That is whether it be a habit or an addiction, but I've got to brush my teeth before I do anything else in the morning. So I think that's a good addiction. But most of the time, addictions are just comforting. They're comfort zones, kind of. Like getting on the computer. Getting on the computer first thing this morning is not a good thing. Unless you're working and trying to answer emails and things of that nature. But we need to watch what we are addicted to. We need to analyze that. We need to see what we can live without, and what we can't. Find out what our habits are that are good and productive, and deal with those more so than those that are not being productive. I am not being a productive person. Excuse me. I'm not being a productive person at all, except for really being here and helping everybody make the best choices as far as their attitude is concerned, and helping everybody see the positive things that they really should be enjoying. Was there anything else? There was something else I wanted to say. And again, addiction, when you are addicted, and no matter how trivial it is, like this computer, I am, at the current moment, I probably am not in control of what this is saying, what this article is saying is that I am not in control to be able to abstain from the computer every morning, unless there was one morning I just didn't turn it on. I was just like, you know what, I'm just not even going to turn on the computer this morning. I'm going to take my pills and I'm going to get up out of here. And then I'm always trying to plan when is a good time for me to start my videos. When is a good time? I try to get them done early before any of the other necessary stuff goes on in my life. I try to get them done early. Sometimes, if you notice, I've waited till 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon me sitting here. I do need to change my routines. I do need to change. And I need to pray about that, and I need to work on a more positive way to do my mornings. This morning was kind of rough for me. I didn't want to wake up, and finally did. I'm here. So make sure, take inventory of what it is that you think is a habit or an addiction. Make sure it's productive. Make sure if you do not have a productive routine, work towards going to a more positive routine, a more productive routine, because that can help you in the way that once you feel, make a list of things that you want to do in the day. I've done that several times, and then I forget about the list. I'll make it, I promise. But make a list of the things that you want to do in the day. Once you check them off, you feel good about it. Hey, that's done. Hey, I'm halfway done. Oh my goodness, just a couple more. And then the day, I can spend the day doing whatever, and I don't have to worry about checking off this list. So I need to get back into that. I know, I'm horrible. I'm a horrible person. I need to get back to making a list. I need to get back to getting into a routine, going to the gym, and doing things that are positive for me. I really want to lose this weight, this post-menopausal weight. Yes, I'm that age. I am 55. And I'll say it again, I am 55 years old. I am not ashamed of that. I've earned every gray hair that is in my head, and yes, it is very natural. By the time my mom was my age, she was completely white-headed. So, everything is natural. The hair, everything. So, let's analyze our addictions. Let's analyze our habits. Let's make lists. Let's make sure that we're carrying our lists with us everywhere. Let's make sure we adhere to the list. Even if it's just 2 things. Start with 2 things. Check my email. Walk around the block. Walk for 30 minutes. Walk for whatever. Let's make sure we get those done every day. And again, start slow. Don't try to pile up 10 things in one list and expect yourself to do that, because it's going to have to be two things. However you start, it's going to have to be that way for about a week, and then you start adding on, one at a time for a week. Check emails, walk for 30 minutes. Check emails, walk for 30 minutes. Check emails, walk for 30 minutes. And then we'll go into reading maybe. Check emails, walk for 30 minutes, read for 30 minutes, even if it's your Bible. Even if it's your Bible, reading is necessary. I have a habit of copying down, and I was doing it yesterday, copying down quotes. I have a habit of copying down words I don't understand, words that I do not know the meaning of, and I copy it down and I try to study it, and then I will, even though I talk with and and I have a very broad vocabulary, I'm always looking up words, always, but it just seems to leave me when I'm talking, because that shyness comes in and that anxiety comes in and everything leaves me. I know how to speak Spanish enough to get by, but the minute I get in front of a Spanish person, it just goes poof, right out the window. I can't think, because that anxiety does bother me and it messes with me. So I am gonna write my list. I am gonna make sure you write a list last thing at night. That's the last thing you want to do, so that you will know what you want to get done in the morning, so that way you're not writing it first thing in the morning. You're like, oh, I'm having a hurried morning. Just grab your list and go. Think of it. And remember, don't write 10 at the first week. Work your way into it to know what your routine is. Because these addictions, even though they seem harmless like soda, you don't want to end up 10, 20 years later having your stomach turning. You can't even look at a dark soda again. Sprite I can do. Coke I cannot. We don't want to have to smoking. We don't want to have to wait any longer than we have to realize that smoking is not good for you. And I'm not blasting anybody that smokes. I know a lot of people my oldest daughter smokes. I think my youngest daughter vapes. So I'm not like, hey, you need to quit. I'm not judging them for what they do. I don't participate in it, and it doesn't bother me to be around it. Sometimes people can be careless, and my mom would do that. She would be so careless and just blow it in my face, and I'm like, really, Mom? I didn't need that. But nothing ever made me want to ever go back, ever. That was the stupidest thing I've probably ever done in my life. Yeah, we need to watch our addictions, make sure our habits are for positive reasons, and make a list every day of what we want done, every evening, of what we want done for the next day. And try to make a positive change, because the more you change positively, the more you feel positively. The more you get done, you don't realize this, but the more you get done in a day, the better you feel. Because you sit down and you're like, oh, I've accomplished this. Women, especially when I was, because I did work, it was hard to get home and do the clothes. I mean, it got done somehow. I ended up getting it done. I don't know how I did it. But it's like, you don't want to wash clothes on your day off. You don't want to do anything on your day off. You don't want to come home and wash clothes. You don't want to come home and cook. You're tired. You worked your 8 hours. There's no way you could work 8 hours and then do all the stuff that you got to do. But it somehow gets done when we know we need to get it done. So I understand, not wanting to do a load of laundry or not wanting to clean when you come home from work. I get that. Try not to include that in your list for a while, and then gradually work into your list being, let's wash a load a day. Let's wash the dishes. Make sure we wash the dishes the last thing at night. Because I do know what that's like. Going to bed with a sink full of dirty dishes. I do. And then it, like, popping in your mind at 4 o'clock, oh my God, I got a sink full of dishes. What have I done? So we just have to be positive. We have to work towards positive, productive things. And we will feel much better about our situation. The cleaner, the better. I always say, the clutter that I have here, it's probably not good for my mental psyche, but I don't know. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Have that great big belly laugh. I hope the weather, whether or not you can control it, I hope it is satisfying you. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you can find somebody that you can appreciate, whether it be a janitor, whether it be a doctor, a nurse practitioner, a dentist, whoever it is, somebody you work with, you know, somebody that helps you, that you haven't been able to be aware that they are helping you, but somebody that has been by your side the whole time. Just reach out and say, hey, you know, I appreciate everything you do for me. I know I can be a handful sometimes. Let's, you know, give them that thanks. Even if it's your mailman, thank you. During Christmas, you know, everybody's like, well, we should give to our UPS workers and our delivery workers and our UPS. And I keep forgetting every Christmas our mailmen never get anything from us because I keep forgetting. I just don't think at that time. I'm just ready to get the Christmas time over with. And I'm so glad it's over. It's like a sigh of relief now that the holidays are over. I think I'm still like holiday drunk from it. Still doing the holiday hangover. Because I'm not wanting to wake up. I'm not wanting to... And I'm not thinking bad. I'm not in a bad way. I'm not like depressed or anything of that nature. I just... But I think I'm waking up more during the night. I think that's what my problem is. I'm waking up like my dog will wake me up and want to go outside or want to go get a snack or something, and I'm awake for a good hour after because I have insomnia and she's waking me up while I'm on these pills, you know, these Ambien for sleeping. So I think that's what my problem is. I think that is what my problem is. So everybody have a good day. Find a great baby to laugh. Find somebody to appreciate yourself. Don't forget to tell yourself thank you. Thank you. Thank you for taking care of me. Thank you for, you know, talk to yourself in a good way. Talk to your, you know, be positive in the way you speak to yourself. I could sit here all day long and be like, oh, you retarded, stupid. And I do it all the time. Not good. It's not good. It's not good to talk to yourself that way. It's really not. And excuse me for saying the R word. It's not good. That's not nice. But anyway, y'all have a wonderful day, and I will see y'all next time. We will be on what we control and what we don't. We've talked about this. We've been over this a couple of times, but we're going to dive a little bit deeper tomorrow, and it will be lovely. Tomorrow's January the 9th. Saturday is my grandma's birthday. She's that pretty little lady up there that's holding the little... Let me see if I can get you to see her. Might. Right there. That's that pretty little lady right up there. That's my grandma. That's the lady that raised me. So, y'all have a good day, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.